Hey, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. Happy Earth Day. I got my little elephant shirt on, so I love elephants. Everybody that knows me knows I love them to death. Okay, Taylor Swift to start off. Well, before Taylor Swift, I can tell you what happened to me at work. So, and let me just put a disclaimer. Not all Trump supporters think this way. John, you know I love you. But I ran into a couple at work. And let me tell you, wow, I haven't heard this. I don't even know if I've ever heard this, but I didn't know people like this existed in Massachusetts. So I'm talking to a couple, and the husband says to me, you're a Trump supporter, aren't you? I said, do I look like a Trump supporter?
He doesn't know you.
That's what I said. Do I look like a Trump supporter? No. And so I said, I'm voting for the lesser of two evils. And the wife almost stabbed me. She said, Biden is the lesser of two evils? And this is what she said to me. She said, when Trump gets elected, you're going down. So I said, what? She's 80-something years old talking to me. That's like my mother talking like this. Trump will not get me down. I'm going down, but not with him. Anyway, I turned my attention towards the husband. She was kind of awful, but he seemed ignorant. I'd rather deal with someone ignorant than rotten. So he said, I go, do you want to go back 100 years? He says, yes. I mean, look, I give him credit for being honest with me. And he said, I talked to a slave in the 40s. What? He's like in his 80s. What do you mean when you're 4 years old? What do you mean you talked to a slave in the 40s? And he said that when the Yankees, that's us, liberated them, all hell broke loose. I said, are you telling me slavery's good? I go, you sound like Ron DeSantis. Oh, disgusting. Okay, Tortured Poets Department has arrived. I've listened to most of the 31. It was a double album. Most of the 31 songs. It's a little slow. I got to be careful what I say, or my 10-year-old niece will never speak to me again. I like her yelling and screaming and crazy, and she really wasn't like that in this album. She was kind of depressed getting over all these men. Joe Alwyn, after 6 years, he was the inspiration. I like him. I'm glad she went with him for a lot of music. He inspired her. And this was about breakup, really, and a little melancholy, a little slow, but I did, I don't like the first single, Fortnite, with, what's his face, with Post Malone with all the tattoos. I don't really like that one. I do like the lyrics, I love you, you ruined my life. I can totally relate to that. I did download, I bought 4 of them, Tortured Poets Department. And I tell you what, my favorite one is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, because it reminds me of Look at What You Made Me Do. She screams a little bit in there. I like her angry. I love her angry. And she's great. I think it's one of her best songs. And I also have The Prophecy. Everybody knows me. I'm not going to tell you, but there is a prophecy going on. And I like that because I could relate to that song. And I have Down Bad. And then there's one more and I can't think of it. Oh, Florida's pretty interesting. And she talks about how she wrote the song Florida, she said she watches a lot of Dateline, and people that go to Florida maybe are trying to reinvent themselves or hide, or maybe they just committed a murder. Where do you go? You go to Florida. Kind of funny. And also, My Boy Breaks His Favorite Toys, something like that. And she said that it's about in the beginning of a relationship. See, all her songs have meaning. That's what I like about her. And, the guy or the woman loves you when he first sees you and everything's great. They're in love. And then all of a sudden they take you for granted after a while. And she said the song's really about denial, how you can fix a broken relationship. But, I like it. But 31 songs, it's kind of like I think of Fleetwood Mac's Tusks after they did Rumors. It's kind of hard to have 31 good songs, but it's overall, I think it's a good body of work, more like Folklore or Evermore than Reputation. So I'm into her Lover stage, her Reputation stage. Of course, it was the most streamed album. She breaks all these records. But I really think Who's Afraid, listen to that one, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Yeah, you should be. Paste Magazine removed the name of a critic who reviewed Tortured Poets Department. And due to threats from fans. You mean Swifties made threats? I can't believe it. But this critic, look, you got to do that. I didn't think they were violent. This person, man, woman, I don't know who he is, she, reviewed Lover and was threatened. And Lover's a really good, so maybe he just doesn't like her. You can not like her and it's okay. She doesn't have the best voice, but he was questioning her songwriting skills. Are you on crack? She's really good at it. She wrote, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's a woman. Fortnite chokes on the vomit of its own opaqueness. Give me a break. And this is her line. I took the miracle move on drug. The effects were temporary. And then he wrote, or she, this is your songwriter of the century. Open the schools. Open the schools. She's a billionaire. She's a billionaire, please. Like, what do you think about? Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? That's brilliant. Or, help, I need somebody. Help. I mean, come on. The best songs are simple. You know, and I can relate to this. A lot of Americans people all over the world relate to Taylor Swift, especially women. She's such a good role model for us, you know, that we can be billionaires. Not me, but you know what I mean. A man set himself on fire outside the courtroom. Damien, it's all for you. Probably for Trump. I don't know. But why do you do it right outside of the courthouse? And they said the fire was orange.
He works for a Democratic senator.
Yeah, but he's like anti-government, so I don't think that's really Democrat. I don't walk around railing against the government, Johnny. Of course, the trial, you're going to watch the trial? I was watching a little bit. Of course, there's no cameras in there, but CNN's like this. He's whispering to his lawyer. I mean, it's too funny. It's hysterical. He's sleeping. I think he's staying awake now, but he did fall asleep. Trump has unleashed his no-talent in-laws on us. Lara Trump. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is hysterical. She has a CD out, right? And he had, like, Swifties listen to it in the headphones. It was really Lara Trump. And the Swifties were like, oh, she sounds like she's got mucus in her throat. Or, oh, doesn't even sound like her. And that's very horrible. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, what does she actually think she's good? I don't understand these people. You have no self-awareness. But this is what we got to deal with. It's disgusting. Taylor Swift was at Coachella party, the VIP area, of course. And James Kennedy, you know I love James Kennedy from Vanderpump Rules, was DJing. She hears this cool remix of Cruel Summer. You know how like house DJs, they're like, cool. You know, they play the one word over and over and over again. And all of a sudden you see her like stop in her tracks. She loved it. Swift and Travis were getting into it, but yeah, James Kennedy. James Kennedy rocks. Oh, Courtney Love said something bad. Now she's from that group Hole. Okay, Hole. That's lovely. Anyway, I did like one song she ever did. Like, was it Doll Parts? I don't remember. It was so long ago. She said Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey. You dare pick on Lana Del Rey? She's like beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. Are you kidding me or what? Lana Del Rey is like a throwback from like the 40s. Her voice is beautiful. You know, Taylor Swift doesn't have the best voice, but she's amazing. I mean, she said she's not interesting as an artist. And she's not important. Taylor Swift is not important. Okay, sorry, but you are on drugs. Better role model than you because you did heroin. I'm sorry to say that. Drugs, it's a problem. But I don't think, she writes her songs. She sings. She plays guitar. She plays the piano. Give me a break. She's done more than what you'll ever do in your life. You should never down somebody. And of course, she did mention Beyonce. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, but Beyonce's done a lot. I'm not really a big fan, even though I'm related to her. I think that, jealousy. And, on her new album, okay, Stevie Nicks actually penned a poem. I mean, people are in love with Taylor Swift. And also, one of her songs, I think she references Stevie Nicks, Clara Bow, I think it is. And another one, which song is it? I can't say it. Tortured Poets Department. This is so hard for me to say. She does mention Patti Smith, and Patti Smith wrote like basically, "Hey, I'm honored you mentioned me in your song." Patti Smith, that's street cred right there. Because the night, Patti Smith. So Maggie Haberman, talked about. She was in the courtroom talking about Trump fell asleep, but the way she talks, it cracks me up. Trump appears to be sleeping. His head keeps dropping down and his mouth goes slack. No one even questions Maggie Haberman because she's so like objective and she doesn't even crack a smile when she's just very, I even think Trump respects her. But he was getting notes from his lawyers. They had the courtroom, not the reporter. What do you call those? The sketch artists. She was drawing a picture of Trump sleeping and his lawyer looking on in horror, like trying to, he doesn't even know where trial he's at probably. But I heard Letitia James wants to get his properties anyway. She's making a move saying that the people that posted his bond, the company, they're not real or they're not licensed in New York or they have never done this. And she doesn't think they're good for it. I'll tell you what. I would not mess with Letitia James. I don't even think his supporters would mess with Letitia James. Let's see, what's up? He was openly intimidating potential jurors in the courtroom. Just like John Gotti, this guy. 7 men, which is good for him. 5 women, 1 alternate. 1 oncology nurse is like, get me out of here. I want to be dismissed because she said basically she's fearing for her life. The IT consultant lied. He was arrested. Get rid of these people, though. We don't want these people on there. Trump was complaining he was freezing, which is kind of funny. Look, he is funny, I have to just say. One juror pick said she didn't like Trump's persona, but she can be fair. Well, that's honest. That's okay. One woman not picked said, get him out and lock him up. Yeah, you can't really have anybody on the jury like that. I mean, it's funny, but you can't really. He deserves, I don't like the guy, but he deserves a fair trial. I hope he can get one in New York. I'm really, cause it's really tough, not knowing who he is or not. You're going to have an opinion on Donald Trump. It's not like, oh yeah, what are you going to say? You have to be honest. He refused to stand and face the jury. Now that's a problem because that kind of holds your fate in your fate is in their hands. He has no respect. No respect. So Stormy can prove she had sex with him, right? I mean, that's all. Can they make him pull his pants down? Because she's seen she calls it a mushroom penis. I mean, can they make him do that? Remember, can they make him do that? Huh?
Nazi helmet.
What?
Nazi helmet.
What do you mean Nazi helmet?
The shape? Nazi helmet?
Is that what they said?
No.
She said mushroom penis.
You're thinking much too deep.
All right, I'm sorry. I don't understand Nazi helmet. Taylor Swift met Teresa Giudice. At Coachella, Teresa Giudice. I'm sorry, everybody knows I watched The Housewives. The Housewives of New Jersey. She's the one that flipped the table. She's the OG. She is the OG. I wonder what she thinks of her. I don't know. Vanderpump Rules. Here we go. On Rachel's podcast, when she and James broke up, she wasn't over James. That's interesting to know. She said she never loved Tom. Yeah, it was sex. We all know that. I believe that. She said her and Ariana were not close. Well, we don't really know if these people were close on the air because they're filming all the time and they force these people to be together. Sandoval was very upset over it because he's such a narcissist. Oh, what do you mean he didn't love me? Of course, we talked for 5 hours. James was supposed to open up for his awful band, but then they started talking, and of course they were going to start fighting because they were talking about Raquel's podcast. And he said, no, I'm not going to ruin my career and open up for you because your band is a joke. And then they just started fighting, and I don't know. LaLa's having a sperm donor party. The friends were picking out the baby. I mean, geez, man. She doesn't want the custody fight that she's having with Russell. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry, not Russell. Randall. Ooh, sorry about that. Sandoval started bawling over Raquel not loving him. I've done so much work on myself. Look at my painted blue nails. He's such a baby, crying, and he wants us to feel sorry for him, but every time he opens his mouth, I get angrier, okay? LaLa asked Lisa Vanderpump if she could host her sperm donor party at LVP's house, and she did. She let her. And now Sandoval saying Raquel used him. Give me a break. Used him and throwing. She used me and now throwing me away. He was with somebody. What are you talking about? You know what? It's karma, because look what you've done to all these women. You cheated on everybody, and now, oh, wow, someone doesn't love you. Grow up, will you? I think that's reaping and sowing. He's been mistreating women for years. Tom and James, arguing. James called her and Raquel an F-U-C-K fest. James said you were horny because you weren't getting it from Ariana. That's true. And, I don't want to blame her, but let me tell you, in a relationship, especially with a man, I mean, lesbians, they have lesbian bed death. But with guys, you can't not have sex with a guy. I think that's terrible. I think that's like emotional abuse, not having sex with your partner. James kept saying, you're a liar, Tom, you're a liar. It's just the facts. I love it when they fight because James is really good at putting people down. And Sandoval's like, not the facts, just your opinion. No, you're a liar, a lying narcissist. Then James said he's not opening for him because he's moved on to bigger and better things. James is huge. I actually just ordered a sweatshirt. Can I talk? A sweatshirt off his website. See you next Tuesday. I don't know how people are going to feel about that, but I don't mean it like, that bad word, but that's what he does. He hosts a See You Next Tuesday night. But yeah, I know it's terrible to wear, but I'll probably wear it in P-Town. They won't care down there. So Tom was ranking on James, saying, go punch some buttons on a laptop. Don't rank on DJs. I used to be a DJ. So they were playing pin the sperm on the vagina. Oh my God. I used to do that though not that, but like when I did a DJ thing, it was like a lesbian thing, and I used to say pin the dildo on the dyke. Oh, John's getting a thrill. John's getting a Don't make me laugh. I'm going to start choking.
And I'll see you next time.
Yeah. So James started crying when he said he sees him and Allie married with babies. And Allie said she never wanted to get married and have kids. That sounds like me. Only cats and dogs. I don't think this is going to work. On the Valley, girls' night out. Brittany confessed Jax doesn't make her feel desired. One of the girls goes to the lobby to go number 2. Are you serious? Really? Why don't you just throw everybody out of the room? That's what I do. She doesn't go in the hotel room. I mean, the guy should just leave the room. I think any guy should give a woman respect in the morning and just let her... Because, women, you don't want to go to the bathroom in front. I get it. I'm kind of shy like that. One husband called or texted his wife and said, can you please come home? The baby's crying and the lights are out. This is why God made women have babies. I'm sorry. Jack said all his teeth are fake. He's got veneers. John, what are veneers? Why doesn't he have teeth? He's 40. Why? What are veneers?
I don't know. Okay.
American Horror Story, Kim K. She said, she always has the lines, never trust a man with blonde highlights. So the beginning of it was like Rosemary's Baby. They showed Mia Farrow and Frank Sinatra and blah, blah, blah. If you do this movie, I'm going to divorce you, which really happened in real life. Emma Roberts, Anna, won Best Actress Oscar. Kim gives her a real kiss. See, I was complaining about Vanderpump with the fake kiss. She gave her a real kiss with those lips. That was good. And then her water broke. She tossed her husband out, the one that's got the father that did the S&M anal sex thing. He screwed that other woman, that blonde in the black cloak. Probably a witch, I don't know. That's been following Anna around since the first episode. But this is the end of it this coming week. Okay, one more thing. Having a cat can potentially double a person's risk for schizophrenia. Oh, that's really great. Thank you. Goodbye, Stevie. I'm letting you out on the streets. NoHo made Money's list of 50. You can keep playing. It's okay. 50 best places to live in 2024. I'll be there for Gay Pride. Couple weeks. Thousands and thousands of lesbians. Not New York, where women get punched in the face. I don't understand why women are getting punched in the face. Thanks, you guys. Email me, TRIXXI'Podcast@gmail. I remembered it this week. Have a great week. Happy Earth Day.